My cousin Craig was about, I think about 14, and he would drive their Land Rover around with all of us kids in it, all around Teewah Beach when I was about 8 and 9, and we'd all be piled in, and he'd just drive around the bush tracks. Hardly anybody there in those days. This would have been in, the late 1960s. And one other thing that we loved to do was they had a bonnet of a car that they flipped over and tied to the back of the truck, the Land Rover, and one or two people would sit in the lid of the Land Rover as it was towed along the beach, and he'd swing it into the waves so that you'd get wet, and everybody would, complain about that, of course. And several times when he swung us in, there were blue bottles all over the beach, and the blue bottles were bouncing up onto us, and we'd be screaming, "Stop, stop, stop!" And, he eventually stopped. You'd drive all day and there'd be no one else on the beach. It was a really quiet time then in the late 1960s.